Uh-oh. And don't forget
I
to put
haven't
our link
said
in.
anything yet, actually.
I don't want to share my LinkedIn with these people watching the stream.
My screen is so bright.
It's okay.
We're live. Oh, hello, and welcome to session 7 of Wilder Beyond Witchlight from Action Surge. I am Joe, your DM, and your cast will introduce themselves now.
Hi, my name is Eris. I will be playing Elwyn in this game.
Hi, my name is Cash, and I'm playing Beryl Blount.
Hi, my name's Greg. I'm playing Revor.
Hey, I'm Em. I'm playing Camino del Rio.
Hello, I'm Quentin, and I will be playing as Bruben Vrezio.
Okay.
Ruben's voice always kills me.
Oh, yeah.
It does. It does.
So,
All right.
all right.
I haven't even done anything yet. My God.
It's just a funny voice.
It's just your voice.
It's
So-
just, you're just the funny voice man right now. Like, people like the funny voice.
I'm always the funny voice man.
My favorite.
It always sounds
You are
constipated.
the funny voice man.
Just
Not
wait
while I'm
until I
about to take a
freaking
drink. Come on, Greg.
get some freaking. I hope I can get a feat later on. I might run by our friend here, Joe, later. Might be fun.
You
I
would
mean, you
have
keep
to
giving
be
away
up
your hands. I'm sure
for
you can get another feat.
free to get a
No.
feat, and I just don't see that happening. This is session 7, and you guys are still at level 1.
One! I
I mean, we're
know!
gonna level up soon, right? Everyone else has.
We
Yeah.
haven't done anything level up worthy yet!
We
I mean,
made
sure,
it
I-
to the midnight.
Going up, just saying.
We
Greg
made
and
the big top seemed like it could have been a milestone.
The big top and also kidnapping a Kenku. Both
Hold
of them
up.
work.
And also blowing up reveal.
We-
I mean,
Yeah,
Me,
Rev and I made alcohol popcorn. I mean, that's
we did make
level
alcohol
up worthy.
popcorn.
Them are
I mean-
all noteworthy events. However, being I'm doing milestones out of the module, I only level you when the module says to. So I'm stuck. What do you want me to do? So we're kind of waiting around to go to the end of the night show where they crown the Witchlight Monarch. Is that
Everyone is still
correct?
drunk.
yes,
Yes.
finally.
And Elwyn is drunk. Happy drunk.
I'm
Oh,
not
still
drunk.
happy drunk.
I'm just partially loopy, we'll say, because I haven't actually taken in any alcohol yet.
Owen is very drunk. He is currently sort of clinging to whatever party member is closest to him to make sure he doesn't fall. Which
Well,
I
we
think
went and
is
got
probably
food and
Camino.
drink, and everyone else is blowing up reveal.
Yeah.
So,
So Camino.
Right.
oh
And-
yeah,
and you-
don't you? I got you. Don't you worry.
And we already dealt with our situation with the Kenku and dropped him off to the Witchlight people.
No, we've been dragging him around
Mhm.
because we got him back. We got the
No, because
Kenku back
we went
ourselves.
and dropped him off
Yeah,
to Burley
yep.
first, and then we went and
Yep.
got you drunk.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
and then went and got him back, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's still with the party for
Is he
Basically,
still-
you took him to
Oh.
Burley. The
Right,
Kenku got
right.
questioned and then released back out into the carnival and just kind of stuck with us for a bit for some reason.
Well, because we
That's right.
haven't untied them, and so we've been dragging them
Yeah,
along.
yeah.
We
You
don't
haven't
trust them.
Yeah.
untied.
Because
And
we
we
want to
have
ask more
soil.
questions, but we haven't really gotten a chance.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
We wanted to
We still
interrogate
have to
the
find out
Kenku,
more.
but then Elwyn got drunk and you started blowing up reveal, so we kind of got sidetracked.
No, we
Did we
did.
get
We did
sidetracked
ask.
or did we get main track?
Man,
We were able to get.
sidetrack.
You're all right here at the big top. I'm guessing in line, maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we ended the session right as we convened in line.
Yeah,
I think so.
exactly.
That sounds right. That sounds right. That was a very good chicken enchilada, Sam. I loved it. Thank you. I'm thanking my daughter for my dinner. It was awesome.
Nice.
All right. So you're waiting in line. People ahead of you, people behind you. You know, you got a little bit of time to kill, and you know, you're I say, you know, you you're waiting. People are doing it as you're slowly moving along because they're filling up the seats. Um, soil, soil starts asking for something to drink. Apparently the popcorn left him a little parched.
Oh, I mean, that's fair. We can't really get out of line right now. Does anyone have anything on their person?
I have oil for things, for machine
I'm sure
things.
that would help.
Okay.
Ruben
Oh, but
does
hi,
have a water skin
everybody.
on him.
Oh, I mean,
I'm
do you
not sure
even
how
drink water?
No, I don't, but I do use it in some of my experiment.
Sure.
Sure.
Right.
So I'm
Experiments
not
like waterboarding.
I'm not sure how old this is, but it is clean. I can guarantee that. So
Well,
Ruben offers a water skin to Soil.
I'll just prestidigitate it to make it taste nice and fresh.
All right. So you make for some fresh water and start with the pit, the the goblin soil. What is this? Oh, that's that magic. Okay, never mind. I was confused. All right, so
Ruben turns around and
well,
says, "It's not for waterboarding. It's for leeches."
Well, for what?
I thought you used salt on leeches. What sort of leeches are you interacting with?
Oh, I actually deal more along the lines in the idea that leeching a body can actually filter out toxins in the blood.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I don't know how effective it is, but I don't know that it's not.
How does that work with your body?
Oh, it's not for me.
You don't use this on people, do you?
He probably
Well,
does.
I am
Yeah.
somewhat of a medical professional.
I highly doubt that.
I might need
Maybe
your help,
Dr.
and
Banks. This is how doctors did things back in the day, actually.
Oh,
Leeching
yeah.
was a thing.
I mean, I
Yeah,
keep
my
waiting
uncle
for him to
got
bring
real
out your
sick
panning,
once.
so
Yeah, my uncle got one real sick once, and the healer came and brought leeches, and it was really gross. But he seemed better afterwards. He lived, so
I don't think that's very helpful. I
It
don't think
is when you
so.
think about it. Leeches want you to keep bleeding, so they keep the wound quite well and sterile. Meanwhile, they filter through whatever toxins and fats that they need within it. They even return some of the blood whenever they're done. They want to keep you alive. So why not use
yes,
that?
I think that's
my
great,
god
but I'm
does as
not
well, and it doesn't require me to sacrifice blood to it. So you can keep your leeches.
Well, in response to that, I really must ask you, do you think that there's any god that would actually accept me?
why not?
I don't think there's anyone who would accept you at this point, but to do you,
Hey,
man.
I accept him.
yeah,
He let me have his hand. It was
he's a
awesome.
little unhinged, but we like our Reuben.
I accept him. He's been nice to me.
Unhinged
He's
is
an
a good way to
excellent
put it.
hype man. Excellent.
He's been very nice to me. I accept him.
You should ask him what he thinks of you next time you get a chance.
Okay.
um,
I'll do when I'm not junky.
Yeah, we'll
I
get
will.
a few drinks going, and we'll find out.
So are we just waiting in line?
Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
Working
We've
your
been
way through the
talking.
line, talking a little bit. You can. Uh, you know, and Soil's still trying to get at that water skin.
Hey, Mr. Kanku, can I have a feather? I just want one feather, please. I don't care. You're a talking bird. I want a feather. I want to try something, but I need a feather. Please, can you give it to me?
How would you feel if I asked you if I could just pull out some of your hair?
Okay.
Specifically that
Can
one
I,
single
can I don't care if it's that one single feather. I just need a feather. Please, there's something I want to try. I really want to try it. Just that one feather was sticking straight up, so I figured if I pulled it, that it give you that nice smooth looking doing stuff, having that one bling up. It just doesn't, it gives you a bad look sometimes. Just saying.
I don't know if you should be taking fashion advice from this fella over here. I
Hey,
said to
black is slimming and looks great. Just saying.
Sure.
Oil's going to reach up and take a water skin that Ruben has and toss it in his mouth and chew on it because, oil for you. But the Kenku will look at Revlor and he'll kind of like let out like kind of a little squawky noise type, like almost like a kind of something like that. And then he'll be like, "Hey,
Don't know if
Try.
that was. Oh, try. Is try?
Yeah,
He has an
great.
interesting accent. I mean, with wherever he picked up that word.
Great, great."
Right? Okay, hold still.
No, trade.
Trade.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said try.
Okay.
I don't
Let's
even have
see.
ears, and I'm picking up on this.
Well, I mean,
Quick question: how long is
I
it gonna
think
take for Owen to sober up?
Good question.
I don't know.
At least another level. So
No.
like another 7 sessions.
He's gonna be drunk for the rest of the game. He's never gonna get anything done.
I'm gonna pull out a torch and say trade, and attempt to trade a torch with him for a feather.
Shakes his head no.
I'm gonna pull out a silver piece and go trade.
He shakes his head no.
Your silver pieces.
Looks at you, looks you dead in the eye, then looks up just a little bit higher than your eyes. Basically at the top of your head.
I got a hood on. You want my hood?
Shakes his head no.
I whispered over to Elwin. Oh, yeah, I know what he wants.
I think
good
I
bird.
do. I think
hey,
so.
hey, Greg, can I reach over and pluck like 3 hairs off your head? Are you cool with that?
You have to reach inside my hood.
I'm cool
I
with
don't
that.
know what it's gonna feel like, but go ahead.
I have very delicate fingers. I'm just gonna reach
It
in
might
and pluck
feel-
3 hairs and say, "Trave."
I fucking hate my brain.
The Kenku looks. Oh, his hands are tied.
In my defense, I have no control over my brain.
Like he'll like pull a feather from like his wrist basically, and because his hands are, you guys got him tied up, so and he'll offer the feather in exchange for the hairs.
I'm gonna look at reveal. Hey, is that the feather you wanted?
How big is the feather? Like,
I don't know. It's out of his wrist, so maybe 3 inches. It's 3 inches long.
I'll take it. It's 3 inches. No, I have other things I'm gonna try to do with this feather.
I'll
take the
hand
feather.
over the hairs.
Feather up.
Yeah.
A feather up from his pinky. That's important. I mean, it might be to you. I don't know. Yeah. Well, he happily takes some hairs and stuffs them in a pouch.
I whisper over to Bruben. Do you think he knows the significance of hair, trading hair?
No, what
Oh.
significance is that? Ruben is completely
Well-
bald.
Well, there's a lot
As
you can
most
do
robots
with
are.
hair. A lot you can do with someone's hair. So,
Oh, you mean that way?
yeah.
Owen doesn't
No,
realize
I
it
mean-
because he's drunk, but I realize that. I know what you're talking about.
Well,
No.
personally, the way that I see it, it's their own choice. It
Oh,
seems
yeah,
as though
I'm
that
big.
we are learning more and more that lessons need to be learned rather than taught.
That
Do I hear what they're
is very
saying?
True.
Do
Probably
I
not.
hear what they're saying?
Allow you both to make a perception check with a DC of decided.
Decided.
I've
Should
decided.
we? Oh, you've decided. Okay.
How does 22 sound to you?
I went with 17.
How's 21 sound?
I went with 17. So
Uh,
I feel like you might have heard something.
Well, I'm cursed, so it doesn't really matter because if he tries to do it, he's gonna be cursed too. I mean, you got to knock on doors and you're 3 inches shorter, and it kind of sucks. But yeah, whatever.
and Ruben, I'm quite gratified to learn that you think we should be allowed to learn on our own rather than you ramrodding some sort of lesson down our throats. I do appreciate the personal growth that you've shown today.
Well, the idea is that when it doesn't affect me personally, well, effectively, I have no issue with you. But whenever things start to intrude on someone else's time, that's whenever things need to be more or less addressed.
Okay, that's fair. At some point in the future, you and I will need to have a long talk over how reveal getting blown up intruded on your time.
It wasn't what Reveal had done as much as, or it wasn't as much blowing up Reveal as much as it was the actions that had already occurred.
Okay, all right. Let's focus on the task at hand, and we can move on.
Sounds quite well.
But
You almost killed me, FYI.
during
I would
And it was quite
thank you.
entertaining. I will give
It
you
was.
points
We
for
saw
that.
it
Ruben.
from the food court area.
It looked flashy. Very flashy. I liked it.
I wouldn't have killed you anyway. Besides, I have means of taking care of you just in case.
it sounds so bad. Burrow, Soil is tugging at like your cape or your sleeve or something along them lines.
My voluminous white robe.
Sure. Yes, exactly that. Um, and you'll at this point notice that you've now managed to be next in line and are being escorted into the big top. um, still
Are
many
they
people.
asking for a ticket punch?
They are not asking for a ticket punch to come into the big top.
Sweet.
Do this.
What
Guys
do
are
I
all-
see whenever I walk inside with soil?
It's the typical big top situation. There's people sitting around. The center ring area is dark currently, with just some lighting in the stands, which is of course magical, and pretty far out and fantastic.
I
So
think,
fairly similar
bro.
to the last time we were there. Sorry, Rib.
It's totally different.
Okay, all right.
I'm
This
thinking,
time-
bro, we should sit by the exit. Just saying, in the back. Like,
You know, I don't think you're wrong. I think we need to be prepared for a quick escape if we need to.
especially if we're gonna be
You know,
blowing
of
stuff up
course.
like a person.
Camino, of
the-
course, does not sit back and just, sachets past Reveal and Cash or Brill, not hearing what they're saying about maybe we need a fast exit. Going to the front.
And Ellen's just following along her. She's the only reason he hasn't fallen over. So like he's following her.
So the big top is awash with a bluish light that makes it kind of feel like an underwater type of setting. So it's kind of just here and there a little bit. You look around, it looks like you're underwater looking up at the surface and all this. Um,
Bro sees Reveal go white and death gripping the bench and freaking out. Like, freaking about, ready to make a mad dash out of that building.
the central ring area does, however, remain almost completely dark. You can see a few figures down in that area moving around like they're setting stuff up, but can't actually make out what's going on down there. I'm gonna pop you guys
I
inside.
used prestidigitation to make some bubbles to add to the underwater effect right in front of Elwin's eyes.
Ooh,
Oh, awesome.
that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, helping
He's like-
him enjoy his first time being drunk.
Elwin just sort of like pokes at a few of them, trying to like pop them.
They, of course, are illusionary, so
Doesn't work, but He doesn't really notice that it's not working. He's probably not even hitting them properly. He's probably like
Right.
missing constantly.
Now, my next question is, Ruben, are you going with our group or their group?
As it stands, Bruben is going to be sticking around with Soil is more than likely in safe hands with Reveal and Elwyn. Bruben's going to be sticking around with the Kenku.
Okay, so I think Soil came with he was tugging on my sleeve, correct, Joe?
Yeah, last he
Yeah.
had tugged on your sleeve.
So
Oh.
did he stay with Rev and myself, or did he
Well,
go with
I just moved
Elwyn and Camino?
I actually just moved the tokens is all I did.
Okay.
Last I knew Soil was in charge of the Kenku's rope.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
So we're just wondering, did Soil stay behind, or did he follow myself and Elwyn?
because Rev and I stayed
Uh,
at the edge, like up top in
Yeah.
the stands,
We're kinda splitting
when
the party.
Camino and
Yeah.
Elwyn went further on.
right, so why don't we have Burl and Camino both roll a 12-sided, whoever rolls highest, that's who he went with.
12 side? Okay.
Oh, that was a 10.
Ooh,
Not
I
me.
fucked up. Yeah,
So did I. You're still
neither
higher than
one.
me. Maybe you guys a little like, where do I
Why
go?
doesn't want to be with any of us?
Oh, no.
Right,
So,
right.
so Soil just fucks off into some other random realm.
Soil is gone.
Joe, I rolled a
Okay,
10.
cool.
I need to know
You
what
don't
happens to my
You're
character.
fine. You're fine
Okay.
Barely, I feel like.
for now.
Hmm.
For now.
Yeah.
So you're gathered your spots. You two are going up towards the front. You guys are going to stay towards the back. I'll put you over here just to represent that. Good enough. Doesn't matter. Right.
So
So
our party has been split into 5 people, including 2 NPC characters, and then one tall tiefling and a drunk boy.
Yep. Perfect.
yeah, it's just
Honestly,
like
that sounds
Totally
like
capable here.
that honestly sounds like most campaign parties at some point when you either have a tiefling or someone around a tiefling at some point.
Tieflings are inescapable.
True. It's true.
Very true.
So a few minutes goes by as the last of the line begins to work its way in. And as everyone's getting settled down, a some music starts to kick up, a kind of jaunty little kind of sea tune, and the lights change from appearing that you're undersea to like you're slowly rising to the surface, and then you're like there's a sunrise above you, and you see a big cart with like giant fishbowl on it, and in it's a mermaid, and she's singing this like sailor jaunty in some ancient language you never heard that makes it sound really cool. For everyone except for Revlor, who probably needs to make another Constitution check as he comes up out of the water. Oh, nice, nice, nice. All right, so you guys come up out the water. You guys are sitting there. She sings her song. Some clowns come out and do some juggling and some silliness. Um, then you see that the a displacer beast who seems to have the monarch butterfly wings kind of like attached to his body, and he's using his tentacles to pull and taunt, so they actually look like wings. Um, comes in through the back, and Mr. Witch is with him. Uh, they stand kind of near where the fishbowl is pushed back to by a mime who's standing there. The mime is holding a hat box. And Mr. Light steps out into a spotlight. And of course, they say he gives a speech, but they don't give you his speech. So, I have to make it up. And of course, I didn't bother to make up a speech. So I guess I got to do this the old fashioned way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch, the most spectacular event of the evening. Here in my hand is the Witchlight vein, which will tell us who has been the most joyous guest in the carnival this night. As he does this, you see the vein begins to spin and spin and spin, and then it locks in on a section of crowd. And he begins walking forward. At this point, you realize he's walking directly towards Elwyn and Camino. He's interrupted me with messages.
Oh,
All right. So, Mr. Blight walks right up to the very seating section where Camino and Elwyn are sitting. And then he reaches a hand forward in between them. There, behind him, is a young halfling woman. I think you've seen her once or twice in the carnival. And as he pulls her out of the crowd, she holds up her hand, and you see that there's a great big engagement ring on it. You look back to where she saw a big, happy, smiling halfling happens to be sitting there, male. Apparently, they're freshly engaged, and that kind of has an effect on things in places like this. Well, thank you. After bringing the young lady over, he asks her name, which she replies is Willow, and he presents her with a crown of golden butterflies.
Camino, of course, is looking displeased.
Yes.
Ellen doesn't even. Well, he notices that Camino looks upset, and she's like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?"
Oh, it's fine. She got engaged, so like, obviously that sways things. That's super happy. Congratulations! I turn back to the laughing behind us. She's lovely. Congratulations. You're gonna have a lovely life.
Just kind of smiles
It's
and
okay.
waves.
We'll get it next
Oh.
year. He sort of like puts a hand on her shoulder, but kind of like leans a bit too much.
So he puts a crown on her. They play some romping, triumphant music. And
Do I have time whenever he places the crown on her to make my own spotlight and shine it on her? Kind of add a little bit of flair.
sure, you absolutely may.
Awesome.
He then leads a number of carnival attractions and this is like the acts, a bunch of the acts, and Mr. Light. They lead the Witchlight Monarch Willow around the big top, and then they begin filing out. And as they begin filing out, the crowds of people begin following them, to which you spend probably the remainder of the carnival time just raiding around the carnival.
Well, we said as soon as the monarch was crowned, we were going to the Hall of Mirrors to enter Prismere.
Yeah. So I take it you're breaking away from the little thing and heading to the Hall of Mirrors then immediately?
Yeah, I mean that's my plan.
All right.
Are you leaving back past us, or are you going a different way out?
I'm going back the same way we came out, so yeah, I'd pass you.
Okay.
And I'll just be like, yeah, so I guess Hall of Mirrors, we could have just gone earlier, but we should go now.
You see Reveal just jump over everybody and just out the door. Just God, outside.
You can head over that way.
we are definitely going to have to confront that at some point.
I'm gonna elbow
What was
Bruben
that
and be
all
like, "Hey,
about?
hey, watch!" And I'm gonna use my first level spell of the game, and cast create water over over Rev's head and just have a couple gallons splash down on top of him.
I need to roll to see how mad he gets on this.
So like a D10, so it's like on a scale of 1 to 10. How mad is he?
That is not how I had imagined
Joe, what are you thinking?
addressing that.
I mean,
at some point.
exposure therapy. Exposure
Yeah.
therapy is absolutely a thing. Come on, man.
Exposure therapy.
This isn't really exposure therapy as much as it is shock therapy, although without the
difference.
electrocution.
What do you think I
A
need to
little bit of
roll?
both. I mean, if you want to add the electricity, you go ahead. I know that you have sparkly fingers.
I have sparkly fingers.
Actually, I don't.
I'm the one that has the sparkly fingers.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
But
So
I'm
Elwin is the one. Elwin is the one who shocks.
I am the one who shot.
I've heard that electroshock therapy combined with exposure can absolutely do wonders. So
Oh, electroshock?
Let me get this
But
straight.
you have a
We are-
problem with leeches.
yeah,
we are
Hmm,
dropping
Interesting.
water on.
Does Elwood
Rev.
hear them mentioning the electroshock thing?
We're dropping water on Rev. Right.
Just one
Right.
step at a time. Just
just a
one
little
step
bit, not the full 10 gallons. Just like
And
A
he
gallon or
instantly
two.
prepares it in his hand. It's like sort of
Um,
crackling there, like ready.
So I'm going to require you to, because of how you're doing this, just
He
to make an
retracts it.
attack roll against armor class 10.
Okay.
Make
is that a
sure you don't-
spell attack or a?
You can call it a spell attack, sure.
Yeah, I hit.
All right, so
Pretty
you're
solidly.
able to strategically place the water in such a way that enough gets him wet, but not the entirety of the water lands upon him. The rest, however, does make a nice puddle around him.
What does do I need to roll to see how pissed he gets without this?
Yeah. Just use the old doctor scale, 1 to 10.
One.
Cloak must be slightly waterproof or something, I guess, because you ain't too mad.
Can I use Arcana to see who cast that spell?
If you turn around and look, I'm gonna be waving at you.
Outside.
I don't think you need to
The
make
first
that.
step's always the hardest, but you keep taking one step at a time, and we'll eventually get to a good place.
Got it.
Hmm.
Thanks,
Reuben leans
Brill.
over and
Mm-hmm.
Reuben leans over to Beryl and simply says, "How many steps are there in your program?"
I mean, for him, there's like 10,000, but for you or me, I'm assuming it's like in the single or maybe double digits.
Interesting.
The Hall of Mirrors.
To the Hall of
Uh,
Mirrors.
You approach the Hall of Mirrors. The wooden mannequin of a grinning raven-haired young woman in a witch's attire and a green flowing cape hovers inside a glass cabinet. At the top of the cabinet, a sign reads Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter. I need you to, well, I guess you can start with wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving.
Ooh, not good.
Whiz save.
Hold on, is mine affected by the does being drunk affect wisdom saving throws?
Yeah, it just gives you disadvantage on them. It's nothing horrible. Might help if I was actually in here looking at you. So, Camino and Ellen, for whatever reason, decides something is exceedingly funny, to the point where they collapse to the ground together in a fit of laughter.
You don't get it. I mean, that is just gold.
I think the alcohol got to him.
The
Oh,
rest
dear.
of you can roll me a Arcana check.
Should we help them, or do we just want to let that go? They look like they're having a great time.
He is in pain.
It's pain.
It's like, he looks
Painful
like he's
laughter.
having a good time. He is in excruciating anguish.
It's that type of laughter that it hurts. It's so funny. So like you
Yes.
don't want it to stop, but you want it to stop because it hurts.
Were you
Okay,
gonna roll,
Listen,
Rev?
man, I've had points where I feel like intense pain in my chest because I can't stop laughing. That's kind of what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're pretty sure you've heard the name Tasha before? You know, of Tasha's
Somewhere
hideous
around the cauldron. Yeah.
laughter? Yeah, so I mean, kind of got a pretty good idea of what's going on with these guys. Is
Would Bruben be able to recall the spell?
be able to recall the spell?
With that 25.
Yes.
I
Or
mean,
recall a spell that would do something like this.
oh, I'm sure he knows that there's a spell that does this. I mean, it is a first level enchantment.
Hold up, everyone. I've seen this before. They're possessed by evil humors. We need to use leeches to No, I'm just kidding.
I
But
think the
That
idea
was
is
Don't
to
it's
send
funny. It was
him-
not funny because I'm laughing harder. That was good. That was funny.
Oh,
but seriously,
no.
Bruben, do you have any
Don't send
leeches?
him to
Maybe
the
it'll help out a little
sanatorium.
bit.
Help
Perhaps-
Ellen get sober.
Yeah.
Perhaps not leeches, but there is something else we could do.
I'm not using my quarterstaff to smack him upside the head. I understand you smack him with something that's wooden, but that's just a bad idea. Okay, it usually knocks sense into people, but I think they're too far gone for that. So I think we should use something else. Maybe like a hand, like a little like.
You
I mean,
might kill
if-
him.
but
If you're
Bruben just-
smacking them with wood, you're missing 3 inches, so they're going to be disappointed anyway. That was
She says through laughter.
Bruben
only makes
reaches down
Elvin's
and
laughter
just
worse.
pinches their ears. Would that help to give assistance on the wisdom save? Just a little bit of like non-damaging pain.
I mean, they're long. You can grab them.
I mean, you could always poke him with something sharp.
Oh, you're
Like
not
a
gonna
poke, like a
stab
little
him.
pinprick. Not a stab. They're like a little pinprick. Like you just need a little drop of blood. You just go a little pinprick.
Are
Hey,
you that
it works
mad?
wonders.
Are you that mad that Bruben like beat the shit out of you last session that you want to do harm to the rest of us?
It's not harm. It's just a little pinprick. It's not even like damage. It's just boop, a little pinprick like you would do for like a drop of blood. It's okay. No damage taken. It just
So
oh,
was
mine's
an ear
clear.
pinch, but without the blood, which could get on my costume and ruin it.
We could pierce her ears.
I just want to
Oh,
give the
it
help
is.
action to help them out with making the wisdom save if they
Right.
need a wisdom save to get out of it. That's all.
See, they're arguing with me. They're no longer laughing. We're good. Let's go.
We're arguing
Not.
through laughter.
So it takes about
They
3
may
minutes
not be
for the
like-
effects to wear off. But they do eventually wear off, and you're able to progress into the Hall of Illusions.
I'm just gonna
the
say
hall,
that sobered Elwin up.
the Hall of good enough. I would think that would help a little bit. The Hall of
That and
Illusions.
also reset. He's now sad.
Still so good.
The Hall
Miss
of Illusions is
Abby.
exactly what you expected it to be. It's a Hall of Mirrors. And as you step into it, you realize that the mirrors to either side of you are showing you at younger, at your young ages. You know what I mean? As you move further, you kind of age in the mirrors, right?
If I could
This
say
first
one,
one's-
I'm sorry, Joe. I don't mean to interrupt.
ahead.
Before we go into the hall, Bruben's
Yes.
going to approach and say, "So, do we want to ask our questions now?
Oh,
We don't know if this individual even wants to come with us into the Feywild.
the can kill.
I mean, they were here for a reason."
Mhm.
Well, he said he wanted us to go. We did get that information from him.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go, or he couldn't go.
He can't go. He can't enter the Feywild.
Yeah. We
breaks
did
his
get some
Feywild
questions in because that's in my notes.
So-
Maybe
If-
how they heard about us. If did we ask about the benefactor?
Yeah, he didn't know.
Did we ask if they heard about us before following us?
Yeah, we did because he said it was just because we were an interesting group that was armed.
Can I break in at one point?
I
Uh,
think
so so I believe that someone at some point told us our benefactor was Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, or benefactors.
No, they very specifically said they weren't.
they said no.
Well,
It
it may have been
seems
during the time period where I was sleepwalking. So
All
That
right.
might have been it. I think you were a little out of it when we were talking to them.
from
Let's
what
go
I
ahead
had
and take a quick
understood.
5-minute break real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we'll be
Fair.
right back.
those enchiladas are going right through them.
From what I remember, and please correct me if
Uh,
we're wrong
if
here.
Brian's here, should we take a break? Should we say to take a break on stream?
I think Brian's here. I think he's watching. I keep seeing comments.
And we're back. So you're in the Hall of Mirrors, or the Hall of Illusions, which is a Hall of Mirrors. It's actually a tent of mirrors. There's a
As soon as I
few
see a mirror,
spots.
I'm primping. And I
Well,
look
yeah.
in and I see my eye color and I go, I'm tired of that. And
One thing
I
about
just
that, let me
change them
interrupt
to
you real
purple.
quick.
Sure,
Let me
go for it.
interrupt you real quick because when you go to look in the mirror and primp yourself, you're about
Mhm.
4 years old, or the equivalent of a 4-year-old for your race.
So, question for you then, is
Back when it was
it
20.
4 years old as I would have been at 4 years old?
It looks just like you, but you
Okay.
look like you would as the whatever your race is equivalent to about to start
4-year-old.
kindergarten in a year. You know what I mean?
Ruben doesn't change.
An older toddler.
Do
Ruben
do we
stays.
all look 4 years old, or do we look like 20 years in the past age?
No, you look like you were the equivalent of a high-end toddler.
Gotcha.
Your race. So if you're an elf, you might look 25 years old, but you look like a little tiny kid. Just
So
barely
it's
talking good and walking good, just enough to be bratty, but not too bratty because they ain't started school.
so it's not each of us at 4 years old. It's a 4-year-old version of each of us.
Of what's
Of
looking
our
in the mirror right
The
now.
equivalent, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what does
I
Ruben
think-
look like?
Yeah, I was asking about that. Like, what happened with him?
Great
You're
question.
just a big
Everybody's like,
screw.
these mirrors are so weird. Ruben's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're,
He doesn't
Ruben-
look
you're
like
just a big
Ruben-
screw sitting on screen.
Ruben is just shinier.
Shinier. He's shiny.
Fresh out of the factory.
I'm so shiny.
So
I want it so much.
I'm just imagining that like they're all like the 4-year-old versions are like in just like really baggy versions of like they're wearing exactly what we are now at the sizes they are now. So they're just dragging fabric.
No,
Rev,
no.
Rev, have you not grown in height at all since you were 4 years old? What is going on with you, man?
in the mirror, your
You're puny.
gear fits you just exactly like it fits you in your
Okay.
current true age, but whatever age the mirror is. Because the next age,
Is
you're
Tiny Camino
a
still in the
year
platforms?
older.
Oh,
The
yeah,
next mirror, you're a little bit older, and by the time you've gone, 5 or 6 mirrors, you're starting to hit the ages of puberty amongst your, you know what I mean? And then
So, Joe,
just
Revor
like
takes
that
off his goggles so people can see. And you see, up until the age where he starts hitting puberty, there's a distinct change in his eyes. Like, he was really joyful and full of life, and then about, 12 to 13, his eyes just go dead. Like, it's just anger and hatred in his eyes, and then he puts his goggles back on.
I mean, from how Joe's describing it, they're not like showing what we specifically look like
Right.
at that age. It is us as we look now.
It's
At that
what
point.
Reveal is reacting to his
Yep.
imagery.
Mhm.
For my character,
line.
Yeah.
for my character, as you see him grow taller and taller, when he's about 75% of his current height, you see his belt shift from this really complicated golden cord knotted in front of him to just double loops around him. There's no more fastening.
Ruben just looks like he has a little bit of wear and tear. Little spit and little polish, it'll be just fine. He's
Yeah.
degrading,
Looks
or
at-
he's like fresh off the assembly line. Let's be honest.
It's
here.
a
Aina
rotation.
looks at each age and is like, oh. And then just like really looking at like how she looks at each age.
Elwin's not looking. He doesn't want to see that. Well, not like with Camino. He's not looking at his own reflection. He's avoiding it.
I like with this number, like he just pulls his glasses down as he's looking in the mirror as he walks, like kind of watching his own eyes in the mirror. Is that what you're doing? Is that how it's going?
He's like
Reveal,
took off the
Greg?
glasses, is covering them up and walking forward.
I like to
No,
I'd like to picture that we all have our own dirtbag teenage phase as we're walking through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I go
Kind
from
of.
pure white into like black leather for a couple years and then I switch back.
Right.
Elwin kind of has that. It's a bit weaker than everyone else's dirtbag phase, but it's there.
It's
Just
not
like a
weaker than
slight bit.
Ruben's.
It's not like full dirtbag. It's more just like a sprinkle of mud.
Yeah, Ruben, do you just coat yourself in mud for a couple years?
He fell into a
No,
bog.
that's the weirdest thing. Literally, Ruben only has memory of the past 6 months of his life.
So you had like 2
So-
weeks where you were a dirtbag teenager.
I don't know. That's up to Joe.
into a
If
bog
it's
for a
like,
week. That's his
if there's
dirtbag.
like any demonstration of him changing size at all, then you automatically know it's an illusion. If he's
No,
just
there's-
like, oh, there's like a little bit of shiny or
Oh, I know
I
it's
am
an
blue.
illusion.
There you go. He was Bender.
Ruben
He was
walking
made
is
of wood
just
at
like
one
an-
point.
He was
It's
Bender, yeah.
It is literally a conveyor belt of an assembly line.
At one point, you just see this tiny little version looks up and is like, I am Ruben.
It's like you are not
So
Ruben.
cute little robot.
You
No,
never
he knows.
He's just like, Ruben's just like, from what I'm gathering with Joe, it's like every now and then he's just passing by a mirror, kind of looks into it. I remember getting that, Mark. And then continues on.
Camino definitely knows it's an illusion. There's no doubt whatsoever. That
Now,
is an
the
illusion.
interesting question right now that we actually have to say. We know what we look like. We probably have an idea of what Kettlestein looks like. What
Soil
does
look like?
soil look like?
Good question.
Soil.
Glad you asked.
There we go.
Yeah.
Soil
Good
does
job.
not appear in the mirrors.
Do I know of anything that wouldn't like be seen in mirrors like that? Is there anything I could think of in my
vampires?
brain?
Vampires.
Arcana, history, animal handling. I don't know.
Right. Is there something we could do to like try to figure that out?
Would I
you
know?
I could let you roll all day long, but honestly, you just don't know.
I look at
Hmm.
that and it's like Elwyn looks a bit scared. Oh,
Would be s-
okay. And he keeps walking, and he's not. He catches a glimpse of the dirtbag teenager phase of himself. He's like, he has like this moment of like. I think the only difference I'm gonna say visually that Elwood has in the dirtbag teenager phase is he actually had piercings. He doesn't wear them anymore, and he's moves on, eyes covered again. Move on.
Those I like the shinies. You should bring them back.
I sold them. I don't have them anymore.
I think new ones.
So, after a short time, you've passed through a number of mirrors. You get some different. After you go through the ages, you wander around. Some areas, it might show you as the opposite sex or a different species or just weird, stupid illusions. It's always clearly you, but just something different about it.
Do
Some
do I see? Hold up. Do I see wings behind me at any point? Given my Azamar background.
no, absolutely
Okay.
not. So there's a little bit of gapping in the tent, and
Just as a random thing, are there any backstory mirrors? I don't know.
no,
Okay, if we're seeing a bunch of mirrors that change our appearance, here's a quick question: do we see any mirrors that show us what Bruben looked like before?
no.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe if he was a dwarf once, or what is the elephant dude out of the
Oh
magic
right. What are they called?
setting, looking sword,
I
whatever.
always
I
forget.
don't know, man. But that's just as possible as the fact that Ellen was a gift in another life. But these are probably just illusions.
Illusions, yeah.
For flavor and color and to make the thing seem wonderful and amazing. There's that noise. So you as you're wandering through, you come around a corner and Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are there. And you realize that you've come back to almost the beginning, but you can't see the beginning. Because the mirrors they're reflected into, they look about 8 or 9 years old. Mr. Light is little skinny little dark elf. Mr. Witch is a dirty fat kid witch elf. I mean, it's the way it was.
He big
Um, and as you pass by these mirrors, you will actually, for just a moment, see yourself as you actually was at about 8 years old. Um, quickly find yourselves.
Mino doesn't look the same.
No, very few of you do. Quickly find
So
yourselves.
what do we look like then? I think we
And-
need to discuss this.
Yeah, what do we look like?
Do you want to discuss it?
I think we see it, right?
We
I'm
see
very
everybody
pointedly
looking.
ignoring myself.
Okay, well,
Wait,
I mean,
what exactly are we seeing in the mirrors?
for
Ourselves at 8.
as
Oh
you
yeah,
pass
Elwin's not
the
looking.
mirror,
He's covering up again.
as you pass the mirror, that you first see their reflections, and that reveals your actual selves at 8 years old.
And we're seeing everyone else's reflections too, right?
You are absolutely seeing everyone.
So even if
Elwin's
they're
not
not looking,
Elwin's not
Okay,
seeing them.
hang
He's
on.
covering his eyes.
Hang
mhm.
on. One at a time. So Elwin's covering their eyes. Camino just sees an 8-year-old, her history, right? So what does
Everyone
8
will
years?
see the equivalent of, 3/4 of the way to puberty of their species that they were actually born at, legitimately them at that age point, the equivalent of a human age.
Okay, so then what does Camino look like at 8 years old in reality?
So Camino, I mean, she looks relatively similar. Like facial structure is the same skin tone, same horns. Her hair is like a sort of a pinkish color that matches sort of her skin tone. It's cut pretty short, and she's wearing very fine, very elaborate, flamboyant little boys' clothes.
Okay. What about Beryl?
Birul looks very similar. He's wearing very pure white robes. The major difference is that his golden cord belt, his braided belt, is knotted at the front, hanging down in front of him, and his hair is chopped very short, almost in a what you would think of if you think of someone in a cult. It's almost crew cut, like someone in the military, because at young ages our hair was forced into a certain style.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Greg? Or Reveal? Sorry, I'm still getting the names associated with the people. It's up to you. I'm not gonna say nothing
One second, I'm just checking on something real quick.
already.
Checking to see if the 3 inches are still there.
Okay, no, so he's already lost, right? You can tell by looking at him that his clothes are shorter, right? He does have the dragging pant legs behind him. But he seems happier. Like, he seems very, very happy-go-lucky. Like, everything's good in the world, nothing's wrong. And just his attitude seems completely different than who he is now. It seems like, if you guys remember the eye changing happening when you're going through the first mirrors, you can see that this is before the eye change actually happened.
Joe's
Is
about to
that
drop
the
a bomb on us.
dropping?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this is
so
info.
now,
Yeah, for sure.
now I've got to ask: is it Bruben or is it Bruben?
It's legitimately Bruben.
All right. As Bruben stands in front of it, what everyone sees: a short child. From the pointed ears, especially from the length of them, it seems to be a high elven child. Dirty blonde hair, a splash of freckles across his face, deeply tanned skin. This kid looks exceedingly happy, like he just found a new frog or a new insect. Somewhat skinny, surprisingly, and wearing, although not drab, but somewhat common clothing. He looks to be a young scholar.
Birul at this point
Meanwhile,
is just
Bruben
nodding.
is staring
so-
at
Yeah. Makes sense.
Ruben is just staring at this and mildly looks freaking out.
You don't remember that?
No, I do not, actually. Not
I
at
guess
all.
hearing this, Elwin's gonna like actually look now. He's curious. About
I'm already
Ruben
looking. I'm seeing
saying-
all y'all.
Oh yeah,
Who's left?
Elwin.
me. Elwin looks well. For one, he looks probably a lot more energetic than he usually is. Both because he's a child and because at that point he still actually had some level of joy. Clothing wise, he looks. I don't want to say poor, but he looks like it's some form of institutional style clothing. Though it's unclear what exactly that institution would be. Beyond that, he seems almost. I wouldn't say angry, but have you ever seen those kids that are like very on edge all the time and very defensive constantly? He looks very much like that. Sort of ready for a fight if it comes his way. Very different from how Elwin currently is.
All right.
Well, that's an interesting mirror now, isn't it?
Ruben's not speaking.
You
Elwin isn't really talking much either. He just looks at Broom and is like, are you all right?
This is the first time that I actually have been told what I really am.
Yeah, he doesn't like spark a memory or anything.
Not at all. And I
Hmm.
wish I knew why.
I mean, it looks like you were an elf and now you're a robot. So you are a robot. That's what we need to go with.
You'll figure out more eventually. I can try
Clue.
to promise you that.
First step.
I was elfin.
You were.
Yeah.
So many
you-
more questions. So many more questions.
They'll be
I
answered
want to move
eventually.
away from this mirror. Go somewhere
Yes,
else.
I definitely need to move away from
Uh,
this mirror
Yeah.
myself.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You know, are you
You
all right
keep-
as well? You don't seem. You
It's
don't.
fine. It's fine. I mean, it's a weird mirror. All these weird ass illusions. I'm just gonna keep moving away from it.
So you continue on in a somewhat awkward silence. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light lead you past a number of other funky mirrors, and finally they lead you to one that, though it reflects who is standing in front of it, seems to have a little bit of a mistiness to it. Um, like you were looking at yourselves through a dirty window pane. Mr. Witch at this point addresses you in a hushed tone. Everything you seek and more lies beyond this mirror. If you mean to step through, then stand in front of the glass and repeat this rhyme. Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where.
Hither, thither, near,
Near
and
and there.
there.
Here and there, hither, thither, here and there, wander yon, show me where.
John, show me there. All right. Yep, I can remember that. It's fine.
I'm getting Chamber of Secrets vibes. Diagonally.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. They might have seen that or read that before they wrote this. I don't know. I've
Ruben turns to
crossed a few things
Kettlestein.
here.
Well, I do believe this is where we part ways now, is
Celestine looks up at you, kind of lets out another little squawk, and replies in a kind of raggedy old man voice. This would be that time.
Are you certain that you don't know anything about who sent you to try and recruit us?
again in the voice they had used before, um, repeats pretty much verbatim what they told you before when you asked the same question, which
Very
was
well.
that they, you know, thought maybe carnival owners knew something about their situation with their patron. They can't communicate with them, and because of their Fey bargain, they also can't leave and go to the Feywild themselves to check on them.
Right, right.
Breuben starts undoing the rope that's around their talons, and he just says, "Well, if that's the case, then you're free to go. We don't have any questions that we could actually get out of you as it stands. We hold no grudge and expect none in return. But bear in mind of one thing. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light do not really appreciate all of your antics. Whoever they send after you next may not be as kind as we are."
The Kenku looks up at you, looks over at Soil, holds his feathered hands up as if to see if he can get him cut free.
Oh, that's what Breuben's doing, is cutting him loose,
Yeah.
helping getting him loose.
He turns and starts to head out, looks up over his shoulder at you guys one last time, and just like a bolt out of this place.
All right. Have a good life. Is Soil coming with us?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you like to, Soil?
Mhm. Doyle walks up at the mirror and pokes it a couple times. Kind of gives it a little bit of a weird look, steps back, goes, maybe, maybe.
It's
Well,
if you want to. We don't want to take you away from here if you're having fun at the... But bear in mind, it will be over by morning.
but maybe, I mean, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are right here. So, I mean, if Soil just wants to, like, run off and join the circus, right? I mean, he seems like we don't really know what he is exactly, but he's very agreeable. I'm sure he'd be a good worker.
I think y'all are forgetting a major point right now. I still have 6 punches left on my card.
I still have punches too.
I have a few as well.
How are we going to leave if we're just leaving money on the table? I mean, these were gifts.
To be
What will
fair,
our benefactor think if
we're
we
leaving
didn't
money on
use
the
them
table.
to
We're
the
not
extent?
leaving. We aren't leaving our money on the table. We aren't the
No,
ones.
we're leaving our benefactor's money on the table, which is even more egregious. This is a
It just means we can
massive
come back. It just means we
social
can
faux
come back
pas.
later.
But
We can
can
come
we
back
use
later.
them if we come back later? Or do we have to get new tickets?
Well, that's a question for Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, right?
Mr. Light will assure you that they will honor your tickets if you should return.
So it's not a waste.
Reveal walks up to the mirror and says the hither, thither, there thing, and he just walks to the mirror.
Well,
He just goes.
Right?
All right. I guess we're going.
Are
Mr.
we
Witch,
going
Mr.
through
Light.
his mirror or our mirrors?
It's
the
the
mirror
same
that
mirror.
we'll
There's
take
one
us
mirror.
Same mirror. Okay, same mirror.
Yeah. Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, you want a Soil?
Um,
He's very sweet.
Do you
we-
want the bull?
rather not. Why don't you take it with you? It'd be
Oh,
for the
all
best.
right. All right. I
Right.
guess you're coming with a Soil. So the maybe's got to be a yes.
All right, so who's going next? Reveal's already gone through the mirror.
I see it and I just sprint headlong after him.
All right, we got to say the little rhyme to get through the mirror.
Hither, thither, here and there. I didn't catch the rest. Something where.
All right, good enough. I
Yeah,
just say
exactly.
the rhyme and step through.
Yeah.
I'll go after Brielle, and yes, the
Okay.
same hither, thither, here, and there's something. I also didn't get the last part of written down.
Okay. Who's
I
going
tried.
next?
I guess
Ruben or
Elwyn will. Just sort of about to do it, looks back at Ruben and be like, I'll see you on the other side. All right? We'll get you your
Of
answers.
course.
And he goes,
So-
says the thing and goes through.
So after Alwyn goes through, Mr. Witch grabs Reuben by the shoulder and looks at him and says, "Mind the rule of three, future, past, present." Mr. Light
Say,
responds, "Find the Alicorn horn and free the dormant queen at last."
I'm
And then
sorry,
they kind
what?
of,
You broke
It's
up a little bit.
You broke up
Yeah.
a bit.
Sorry.
We didn't get that.
Mr. Witch says, "Mind the rule of three, future, past, present." Mr. Light says, "Find the Alicorn and free the dormant queen at last."
The alicorn?
Alicorn.
Oh my! Hold on.
Reuben takes and nods to their advice, and then he just says one small thing. Is soil dangerous? Or do you have any idea?
Like most dogs, if they're well fed and not rabid.
Good enough. Thank you for your hospitality. Your carnival is, without a doubt, quite wondrous. And Reuben turns and says, Hither, thither, here or please take me to wherever it is over there. Here we go. I almost had it all written out, but I missed some of it. I didn't have the heart to ask for it again.
Yeah, I
Um,
same.
Thither, here and there. Uh, Thither, there, here and there.
Whatever.
It's
Even the
something.
DM can't remember it.
Yeah, right. It's like, and it's
That
those
is
next few
all right.
words that I don't have.
Already there.
Yeah, we're
Okay?
there. It's fine.
You don't need that. So, you arrive. It's kind of like, almost like going through the Stargate mirror, but instead of watery, it's like misty. And a couple of times, this little streaks of real heavy darkness flows through that mist. But then it kind of turns to a kind of like bright, happy kind of green till it turns kind of a thick kind of pea soup kind of green. And then you find yourself standing at the edge of a raised and broken causeway under a hazy twilight sky.
You
The
good,
causeway,
Quentin?
which is built from pale stones that glow faintly from within, towers over the surrounding landscape, but large sections of it have crumbled away. The parts that remain in place are separated by large gaps where portions have collapsed. A fog-shrouded swamp spreads out below you in all directions, and up from its murk wafts the smell of rotting plants. Also rising from the swamp is the music of nature, a discordant symphony of croaking frogs and singing birds.
So Reveal gets there first, and he just sits
You
down.
all arrive at the exact same time.
Interesting.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Reveal kind of just plops himself down and just is like completely like done, but like his body is radiating like a terror that is like you can tell it's like himself. He's terrified, but it has like this like it kind of feels contagious, but you guys aren't catching anything. If that makes sense.
Like we could if we were not aware.
Hey,
Yeah,
Rev,
like if you weren't aware of it, you'd catch it. Like something you can tell something's definitely got him like fully. And when he spoke, it sounded weird. You guys couldn't catch what it was at first when he spoke because he spoke so quiet and fast.
do you need a splash of water in your face real fast to kind of get you back in shape?
Feel like that wouldn't help.
I feel like it would help more than you'd think it would.
Oh, I can't. Maybe I'm not just not thinking straight because it smells so damn bad, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to just make the smell of a nice perfume follow me around because
Who? Why?
because
Why?
I cannot with that smell of the rotting. No,
I mean,
No.
that's better than the perfume you sprayed. I'm allergic to that. Why would you do that?
Okay, fine. I'll change it, and I'll change it to a different perfume.
All perfumes. I think.
And I'll change it to just the smell of flowers.
So let me take a moment to to remind that some of our players are either bound to a fae, are a fae, or have some dealings with fae. Okay. And any one of those things would result in you knowing a few things about the Fey Wild.
Right.
One of the things you would absolutely positively, no way around it, know about the Fey Wild is that you kind of got to be polite. Um, you can't just, run around being, you know, uh, rude. You can't, uh, and
Mind your manners, everyone.
gotta mind your manners.
Very true.
You can't just refuse gifts,
Think before you speak.
But you got to be
And
careful about
Dennis-
those gifts too.
and
Mhm.
you always gotta
Denizen,
return favors and gifts. You know what I
And
mean? You can't
no
just
stealing.
right. Yeah. So
denizens of the Feywild are known to be quite.
You broke up right on the last little bit of that, the important part.
Quite fickle.
Yes, they are.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm having some lag issues on my computer for some reason, trying to
Oh,
figure out what's
no.
going on. Yeah.
Huh?
I can still hear, so that's not a problem.
yeah, sure.
Okay. Just like a video
But
lag thing.
it's not even the video lag. It's for some reason I can't get I've got the Roll20 open and I think I'm there. I just can't interact with it, and I've got to figure out
Oh,
what's going
interesting.
on.
Oh,
So if I pop out, that's why. But you can
Okay.
still hear me, and that's all that matters.
Yes. Yeah.
so you've now entered into the Feywild. You have reached your first milestone and
Yay!
able to go to level 2.
Yay!
You will notice that soil is blue here.
Blue.
Blue.
Yes, blue.
I mean, I just sort of like fluff my very bright blue hair. I do approve of your color change. You know, it's a very nice color.
I would have gone a different way.
Kind of like looking at himself because he's not really sure what's going on with it, but just kind of shrugs his hair, pulls his wig off, makes sure it's still blood, puts it back on his head, smiles that uncannily disgusting smile. You know, the one that makes you make the Constitution saving throws.
Oh, we're making that then.
We're doing that.
Yeah.
If I can, I will.
Quick question, as someone who usually does pen and paper, how
Yeah.
do I level up on the
Yeah.
character mancer?
Yeah,
I
how
will
level up
go
on
over
here?
that in just a moment.
Fabulous.
So let's see. Anyone else fail that saving throw? Come on. Wait.
I honestly don't know. I'm trying to
right.
click it. It won't let me click.
Oh,
Have you
no.
reloaded Roll20?
Yeah.
What was the saving throw again?
I've definitely
Yeah.
had that
It-
issue.
It's not even letting
Cut out.
me.
Constitution save.
I
You want me to try to roll it for you real quick?
Yeah, try it, please.
Are you not able to like interact with the whole page? Like not the page, but like you can't close it or anything like that?
Quentin?
Oh, did we just lose him?
I think
He
he
said he
froze.
might cut out for a second.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's frozen now, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that will fix itself quickly.
So I rolled for him, which is what I mean.
Constitution,
what
I
his
get
con
plus 3. It's
Yeah,
plus
Uh,
3.
It's
I'm
plus
at
3,
13.
yeah, so he should be fine.
I rolled for. I didn't roll for you. I rolled for.
For Ruben, right? Yeah.
Ruben, did you need me to roll for you too?
No, I already rolled.
No, Reveler.
Oh,
Greg.
Oh, I thought the 10 was for me. Yeah, if you can roll for me too, it's
are you having the
can't
same
tell
issue with
you
Roll
the
20?
correct answer.
yeah,
Roll
mine's
20, is roll 20 itself just having a problem then?
I was able to roll.
He's
I
in a
was
character
too,
man,
but we're having
so
multiple
he can't.
people having
Yeah.
issues.
yeah. I'm in a character
I'll just-
mancer.
I'll just roll plus 3. You said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
got
that's why I've been doing the D&D Beyond sheet with the tie-in with Roll20, because it seems to work a little bit better.
Yeah, but I don't have access to all the books because
Same.
I have
I can give
physical
you
books.
access to all the books.
Okay.
I have
'Cause I
access.
know how to level
like,
up
I've
on there.
purchased all of them. Yeah, I've purchased all of them. So
I mean, that might simplify things because I do know how to use that. I don't know about importing it and shit.
I think I have
It-
Elwyn built on Roll20, but I think it's
I do.
I think it's slightly different from I mean, I have him built
I
on
literally
D&D
can't figure out how to
Beyond,
level up.
I cannot.
it screws you over a little bit.
Die because there's too many players.
Here.
Yeah,
I'll roll a d20 real fast for him.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, have to
Oh,
redo
he
it.
just got
I
out.
think we just lost Quentin.
We lost him.
2, so I
There you
got a
go.
5 in total.
Yeah, yeah. So
Apologies.
Elwyn and
Sorry.
Reveal are going to find that that's a little too much this time, and they're going to let loose their lunch.
Probably some of that alcohol too that you weren't used to.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure he'll feel much better after it's all said and done.
I'm sorry, were y'all hearing through my headset mic or my desk mic?
We
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't know,
No.
but you sound different now. But that sounds more like a desktop mic right now because it sounds echoey.
Weird. I was trying to mute myself and apparently wasn't muting myself. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I wasn't
Also, Quentin's
hearing you.
trying to get back into the call.
Back in. Yeah.
We're all off.
Okay, so I was going to tell you about how to get into the character mancer.
Yeah.
So on
Yeah.
your file sheet, you're going to see there's the experience point spot. There's a wheel above it. Did I do that?
Yeah. Okay. Wheel above the setting.
Like the gear looking thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
But that
should
doesn't
no. That's,
give me any way of. Oh, without pressing that, I can put experience points in. How many do we need to put in to level up?
what is it, 300?
300. I always do milestones, so I'm like, I don't fucking know. And then I use more purple, more better, and so it does it for me.
There we go.
Oh, see now you got the little wheel, the little
Yep.
character mancer thing in the corner. That's
Yep.
how you hit it. Yeah,
Okay. Levels.
and then it'll love you one level.
Okay. One more level before I start multiclassing.
As long as Brian remembered to share everything, you should be good.
I can do
Okay, I
infused
get my
items.
invocations.
I can infuse items now.
Yay. Let's see. I need. Where is it? Mask of Many Faces, and the other
I
one.
love clerics. I can level up and I don't have to do anything.
What is
Click a
it
button.
Okay. Since I'm gonna be doing the gun thing, a repeating shot.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's
That's
like
a fun
yes.
one, but you can only use 2 infusions. And if you want to be an artificer who can never be beaten, take
It
your
gives me 4.
you can have 4, but you can only use 2 at a
Have
Oh.
two
time.
at a time. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but like
So-
repeating shot would be super useful.
For
You know what
gun
else is
user.
useful? Replicate magic item and have it be the bag of holding.
I mean,
And
yeah,
just you can replicate a bag of holding as an action.
but I can pick 4, so it's not like picking repeating shot takes away my ability to do that as well.
Very true. But if you do multiple like there's a way to build an artificer that's unbeatable, and I'm trying not to give it to you. But if you can figure it out,
Yeah,
you
but I
can do it.
think they have a concept for their artificer rather than making
That's fair.
unbeatable. They have a character
Fair.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get one more.
Rich, I swear to God, Rich.
What? Huh?
Rich is over here commenting on the stream.
What did he say? I didn't. I'm.
Behave. That's what they
Telling us to
say when we're
behave.
together. And watch how
Behave?
you play. They don't understand.
What? I'm sorry. I must be missing something.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's a horrible song reference.
What song? Oh
He does.
no, that is a horrible song reference. Okay, let's see. What do I want to take?
I would
Greg,
take
I sent you a message on Discord. I'm gonna need a response on that, please.
Bourbon's
Do
top
it, it's
typing in the
correct.
Roll20 chat.
Yeah. So he's back on roll 20.
No, I'm missing
Okay.
up. This is too much. I gotta
Okay,
get it up.
he's got Roll20 working. He's gonna try to get Discord to work.
Okay. Perfect. So,
For my
Yes, guys.
level up options, I took absolutely nothing because clerics leveling up from 1 to 2 don't change anything.
Don't get shit. Yeah.
Summary. Yep.
don't you get a
I
spell?
sent you a message back.
Yeah. But that's
You get a
about it.
spell. What spell did you take?
I haven't yet.
Well, you obviously haven't finished your task then, good sir.
It takes 2 seconds to add some spells, and I don't want anyone else to know what spells I have anyway, so
I want to know.
Fair.
I will tell you, okay? I will
Don't make
tell
me
you.
look at your files.
You can't! Because I'm not
Okay.
added to the campaign on D&D Beyond. Fine, I'll tell you. I'm just going to take Sanctuary. That's it.
That's a good one.
Song.
What are
Good one.
goggles
About
of night?
Sanctuary.
Gives you
Goggles
dark
of
vision if
light.
you don't have it.
Are useful.
It also extends your dark vision if you do have dark vision.
I do have dark vision.
So it would extend it, it would double it. So it'd be 120 feet if you had goggles of night.
I think I heard Ruben return.
Yeah,
I
he's
He
back.
did.
Quentin's back.
Right.
Which one makes more sense for her? Of course there's that. Oh, of course there's
I
that.
could
We are back.
I could use replicate magic item and create a cap of water breathing, and then I could use that for more exposure therapy for reveal.
That would be amazing.
Oh no. Oh. Oh, I
Wow.
did not change my health. I think it did it to the average.
Do I
Yeah.
want to be? Do I
Which
want
is
to?
what
Well,
normally
the way
does.
I'd like to do it is you roll your hit points, and if
Yeah.
you get less than half, go ahead and take half.
Okay. I will do that, and I'll change my hit points accordingly.
Do I
Alright,
want?
mine is a-
Do I want to do replicate? For like a bag of holding, so I can give him
Now-
a bag of holding, so he doesn't
Ah!
break his back with his massive fucking backpack.
Now, just a little bit of
Um,
information. If you guys would have returned the straw doll to Kettlestein, he would have used it in himself, which would have resulted in the halfling engagement not going off like it was supposed to, which would have resulted in one of the players ending up as the Witchlight Monarch.
Damn
But
it!
you guys messed that up, and that
Damn
was
it!
still
No.
Okay, so
favor.
Reveal
We
did
did
screw us over.
something
I'm
kind.
extremely
I blame
proud of
Reveal
that.
because we would have given it back, but then Reveal took it and did other things, then it worked or whatever.
Good job,
Damn
Rev.
it!
That's a lot.
Because you and I were not going to get chosen to be the Witchlight Monarch. So, yeah, good job.
We know.
No.
We know.
No, Camino was like counting on that.
Yep.
Her patron's gonna be so upset.
I mean,
Damn
we've
it.
already established that 3 of us just are not team players. So,
They
To an
just,
extent. To an
they're
extent.
just gonna be so
3
disappointed.
of us?
I think only 2.
one
Three of
person
us?
made a
I'll take the
one
half.
person made a very emotionally devoid speech about how he doesn't care about the group last session.
No, that's true.
Wasn't that the session too?
9.
It was also session 2, yes.
No, I said and this session too.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
9.
Oh, but yeah,
I
session
make
two.
a
too, I think.
homunculus.
So,
I'm thinking
are we still live? I'm sorry.
Yes,
we
I-
are. We're working on
I-
level up
yeah.
stuff.
It's 50.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, this
Which
gave me
is
way
fine.
too much health for some reason.
That's fine.
Oh,
There we go. No.
Oh, I totally lost my train of thought there. You made
I'm
me
making a
laugh.
homunculus servant because I think that's cool.
Nice. Yeah, they
I
are.
think
What are you
that's a
gonna make
fun
it
one.
look
That's a
like?
good one to have.
It is
I
very
want
good.
to know what it's going to look like.
Definitely.
Rev's missing 3 inches.
It's a 3-inch
I
tall
will make the
Revlor.
homunculus exactly 3 inches tall.
There you go.
That looks like Revlor. Dude, that's brutal. Brutally cool, actually. But
Yeah, love it.
um,
This might be useful. an enhanced arcane focus, but I would
Why did it?
I
That's a
would
really
flavor,
good one because it gets you +1.
I would flavor text it
Um,
as the arcane focus is his gun.
So
Or
I
his
put
goggles. I
in.
should have his goggles.
Sorry,
If I
I
get an
put in
arcane focus,
300
I don't know what
experience
it
and
is.
it leveled me to 3 instead of 2. I don't know how to fix
Maybe
this.
it's only supposed to be 150.
Okay,
My
let
bad.
me
I put
see if I
in
can change
300
it.
and it brought me to level 2.
It brought me to level
Looks
3. I don't know why. And
okay.
I put in new ones. It's still saying level 3. I do not know how to fix this.
I will come in and fix this. I think.
That's why it gave me so much health, because
Yeah, because you.
like what?
Okay, I just had an idea. Oh, that'll be cool. If I give Elwyn the goggles of night, once he's able to have his gun, I could literally make him an in the dark sniper.
Fuck yeah. You should totally do that. Hit things from 120 feet away in the dark.
Yeah.
I need to point out something real fast. There's a gunfight going on outside my apartment. So
Oh, no.
if I just
Okay.
like randomly cut off,
Also, maybe drop
cheers
to the
me.
floor. Drop,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
get
I'm on
low.
the 3rd floor. They're not going to aim that high. We're good.
Okay.
Ooh. I've lived in
But-
multiple war zones. I've been taught by many people. You hear that shit, you drop to the floor.
Yeah.
I was just hearing that. I was like, oh wow. No, but it's not the
You
first
do
time it's
not
happened.
lay on the floor.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation a many a times. When I lived in Los Angeles, I lived at Western and Melrose, which is a war zone between MS-13 and either the Bloods or the Crips. I don't know which one. And the ghetto bird was over our house like almost every night, and there was like a shooting at the park a half a block away from us like once a week. So
Yep.
I very much understand.
A week after I moved in, there was a guy who got in a shootout with the cops. I could hear his 45 versus the cops 9 mils for about 15 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to die."
I do think I am just gonna give him a bag of holding though, just for like ease of use.
Yeah.
But also if I do a different attunement, then a different infusion thing, then the bag just
Okay, great. Now I'm
Goes away. Is
Yeah.
that better, Al?
Thank you. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Because I was like, I
Yeah,
don't know
I'll
how to
do it
fix this, and I
goggles
don't know why it did it.
I'll do
No.
goggles of night for that.
Yeah, I know about that, Brian. I haven't got to them there.
And this
Yeah,
thing
who
keeps
keeps bringing
opening.
up
I
the
don't know what it
slanty
is.
tower?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's doing stuff.
No, we're not. We're still on the carnival map.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
For
So we
everyone
just
on the
sound
stream,
crazy.
Brian just admitted that he likes all sorts of people, but he is especially fond of Joe because Joe is his favorite DM, and he thinks that Joe is so amazing.
No lies detected.
That's
No
not what he
lies.
told me earlier today, but I'll take it.
So I get 5 more spells.
Five?
Jeez.
You get 5 more spells?
Yeah, but not.
Yes.
But
Not spell
don't get any more spell slots.
Yeah.
I don't get any more spell slots, but I get 5 more spells.
I got
2
technically
spells.
I got 3 more spells.
I got 2.
You know what? I'm withholding healing from everyone.
So
This is a
I
learning
don't have any
opportunity for your
healing.
life. I'm
So-
the only one who has healing. Only one who has healing.
I have
I mean, that
Spare
could
the
change in the
Dying.
future, but right now I do not have healing.
I have Spare the Dying, and I could technically take Cure Wounds now.
that's very nice, but listen to this. Listen to this. You hear my dogs barking?
No.
No.
They're trying to get your attention because I had forgot to tell you guys when we started, so I decided to wait. That I was going to let you take level 1 feat, like everyone just take a feat for level 1. But I forgot
Nice.
to tell you that, so you
Thank
can take
you.
a feat right now.
I will do that. Thank you very
A
much.
feat right now. How do
How do I
I
do
take
that?
a feat?
Which
do I do
one
that?
of my top 5 do I want?
Yeah, how do I do this from here? Right. So how do we do it manually?
Hey. No, you're good. Go for it.
I don't.
Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. The plus sign in features and traits. Wonderful. It is. Ooh, it
Okay.
just tried to change something that I already have. I don't want to do that.
Okay, am I getting extra spells? It says you can add 5 new spells on here, but then it says I already have 5 out of 5 spells chosen. Mm,
Go to the eye with the dot at the top of what? The eye with the dot at the top of what? Chat windows.
Between the music note and the newspaper.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Type in the feat you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eris, on your question, I think you can only have 5 total spells.
okay. It was worded a little confusingly. Okay.
Yeah. No,
That
no,
put it in there.
I've had to deal with that too. Yeah.
Okay. And Joe,
Yeah.
thank you, because there's a feat that's kind of pivotal to how I want to play this character. That since she's going to multi-class, it's going to take her a while to get, and now she has it. I very much appreciate that.
I was gonna give it to you guys at first level, but I don't know, something happened, I forgot. And I was gonna
Oh,
kept
and I
saying
get
I
to
was
do
gonna
that
give it to
too?
you as soon as I got to like a good point, and it just didn't really hit a good point. So leveling up, that's a good point.
That is
So, yeah.
absolutely a good point.
All right.
I have something, and now I need to find it. I need to send it for
They're like
DM
kids in a
approval.
candy store right now.
Actually,
All about the skill expert.
actually, what it is that I have it's a different thing. It's not official. I was going to ask if I could take a feat that I had made up at one time called ventriloquism.
I love it.
If it's in Brian's list, you can have it.
That's my deal. I needed to ask.
So Brian has to answer that question.
It's not in the list. I made it up specifically for a particular thing that I made at one time. I've got to find where my notes were on it. My problem.
Now here's the question: do I want to pick a feat that people could understand now, or do I want to pick a feat that people will be able to understand later?
You pick the
And
feat
then
that
you
you
have-
feel is best for your character.
And then you have the secondary question: do you want a combat related feat or a roleplay related feat? Because so far it's been very strongly roleplay related, but are we going to deal with more with combat in the future?
For me, it doesn't matter. Like I said, there's a feat that's very specifically I knew I wanted for this character, and that's what I'm taking.
Let me assure you that if you participate in combat the way you role play in a combat situation against me, you will probably all die.
I am a
Joe,
good combat
haven't-
strategist, but
I was say, Joe, you haven't met me in combat yet. This roleplay
No.
is child's play.
no. But Camino is definitely more of an outside of combat girl.
I'm totally certain that these characters are more than capable of handling anything this module has to throw at it. If they play it right. I mean, there's a couple things that could be a little tricky, but for the most part, I mean, you
I'm not
know,
worried.
I main a strategic wizard because my rolls are so terrible. I've learned how to be incredibly strategic. So
Mhm.
let's try it. Let's try it, Joe. Throw me a Tarask. I'll hit it at least twice.
I could just take
fifth
Gunner.
level, the terror scoop.
Gunner would be good because
Gunner
you're
would
going
be
for
good
guns.
because I'm doing a gun build.
Yeah,
Right,
that would make a lot of sense.
But
lot of sense.
personality-wise, the alert feat also fits really well for Elwyn.
Ooh, that does make sense for
Yeah.
Elwyn.
Mm-hmm.
And you could take Gunner as your 4th level feat.
That's what I was gonna say.
They,
We just
yeah.
arrived, and he
they-
said that we leveled up, so we're doing our level up stuff.
Yeah.
We just
they're just
Physically, we're in
sitting
prison.
on the causeway right now, on the broken
Yeah.
down causeway. They
Just
You
because
know-
I think we're on the wrong map right now on Roll20.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
Oh,
the
no.
alert feat because I don't have access to the gun yet.
Right.
It's still
Okay.
being repaired, so I will take the alert feat now. How
Hey-
do I manually add that?
You just go to
Going
the little eye thing, type in the alert feed,
Yeah, I
then
see
when it
it.
pops up, grab it, pull it to your file sheet, and drop it. And it
Okay.
should go right in.
Elwin, and Joe. This is a question for both of y'all. Are y'all cool with anytime we have like 5 or 10 minutes of downtime? I'm working with Elwin using my mending cantrip to try
Yeah.
and fix the gun.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Fix
Yeah.
little pieces. I'll roll for it because
I mean-
last time you had me roll. So
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, I was just, as she's working her way up, once she gets to the point where she can make the gun, as it was when she
Yeah.
would be able to fix it. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
for her class thing, was the way I was thinking. But you can continue to do that as kind of flavor. I mean, it'd be awesome.
absolutely, like roleplay wise, that makes sense for my character. Is that he's trying to help fix the gun to
Right.
Yeah.
to help her actualize her inner self.
I
Yeah.
believe Elwin is a he.
Elwin's a guy.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Also, how do I get rid of a feat? Because I grabbed the wrong one on accident.
Oh no!
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Option.
Now that's the right one.
There you go.
I haven't done anything as of yet. I'm still looking through. I've sent you the information for that one thing I came up with.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, but then we.
Wait, mine's
He's
blank.
Or-
doing it
or to
late
just do-
because-
Interesting.
D&D Beyond with the tie-in. Just saying.
Oh, I was just.
I did it so that we could share the character sheets. Yep. It updates automatically from my D&D Beyond account.
oh, there.
Oh, cute little pug. So I have to scroll through the little tabs on my character sheet on D&D Beyond, and then it updates.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So whenever I update my character, if you have it set up right, it'll auto update. You just have to click through action, spells, inventory, feature traits, description, etc. But yeah, it's as long as you have it set up right, it's very fast.
In the past, it was not as good, but
It was
And they
not.
made
You
it
were
better.
correct.
Yeah. yeah, I don't use it, but a lot of the guys I play with regularly do, and I remember how bad it used to be and how easy it is now.
And it's even better with what's the other VTT that everyone uses?
Foundry, yeah.
Foundry. It's
Yeah.
amazing with Foundry, but Foundry can be kind of painful to use. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it can. One of my DMs loves it.
Yeah. Fancy Grounds
Yeah.
is another one.
But yeah, one of the DMs I play with regularly in regular life, Foundry's his favorite. And yes, the D&D Beyond updates super quickly. But our group has had all sorts of problems with the actual performance of Foundry.
And whenever D&D Beyond finally adds in their API, which has been on their roadmap for the past 3 years, it's going to be so fast for every single VTT that you won't even have to worry about it. So, I've actually talked to them about working on that API and getting it set up for them.
Nice.
They don't like me enough to hire me on, but maybe someday.
Someday. I mean, you've started the conversation, which that's a big step.
Yeah,
Like that's what I do for my job. So
Hmm.
Hey.
I'm not adding any of you on LinkedIn.
That's
I
fine.
hate LinkedIn.
It was a joke from the
I
beginning of the
just-
session.
It just LinkedIn annoys me.
It's
not
very
really
toxic.
good for my area of expertise anyway.
Have we all made our updates then? Are we done updating?
I'm done updating. Just I have to remember
Group-
to always add 5 additional to my initiative because it's not automatically adding it.
Yeah,
There
mine
should be a
didn't add
global
the 5
edition.
automatically. Hold on, let me just try.
Yeah, on your settings, you have an initiative modifier on the central box labeled
Yeah, it
attribute
didn't add-
options.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. Because alert is supposed to actually add an additional 5 to my
5.
initiative.
That's
So
where
I
I'm
need
at
to do
too.
that.
You both took alert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
well,
just add.
I
Just
was
make it
gonna say,
10.
why don't we share what we did with our levels and then call the session for the night? That'll give Brian some time to put some more maps up in here.
Okay.
And then yeah.
We didn't really do
Rich.
much this session.
What's that?
We leveled up.
Yeah, we leveled
Yeah.
up. That's the main thing we
There
did.
we go.
Yeah.
So just make.
Yeah, you got
Mhm.
all the cards leveled up. I mean,
So, Eris,
we had a
when you
little
click on the little, gear center, it'll say initiative modifier. Just make sure that's a 5, and it should
Yeah, it says
automatically
5
add
now.
5. Yeah. So I did
Okay,
that.
it
And I
fixed
actually
it.
had to-
Okay.
yeah, I actually had to type in 5 for it to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That took a second.
Much better.
Okay. So, what has everyone done?
Should we go in numbers again?
Sure.
Number 1, Joe. What did you do whenever you leveled up?
I acquired a lapdog.
Little pug.
Good choice.
I like it.
Good choice.
Brought him along to join our.
You have a beautiful familiar.
Yes, he's so cute. I want to smush his face so badly.
It's already smushed. Evolution did it for you.
I know, but I
Yeah.
want to smush it more and just
Actually,
get his
evolution-
purchase.
Evolution didn't do it. Domestication
No,
did
yeah, that
We
is
were
true.
responsible.
It's modified evolution through human interaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
it. That's called domestication.
It's the domestication is another word for evolution. It's just guided evolution.
Probably.
Also true. Yeah.
Okay, so Elwin, what did you do?
Well, the main thing that happened with Elwyn when he leveled up is that he is able now to do infused items. The infusions that I chose for him is that he can he has a repeating shot which I can use for gun when that I can finally use that. He has a
gun.
replicate magic item which I specifically chose, I believe, a bag of hold. No, I chose night goggles for those. Yeah, goggles of night. The third one is a homunculus servant that he can make, and the fourth one is an enhanced arcane focus. Beyond that, he gained the alert feat, and his health has also gone up from 10 to 17.
Did you say which spells that you took, or which extra
He wasn't
spell you
able to
took?
he didn't get to take new spells. I think I mentioned that. I thought he could, but then it turned out that I was wrong there.
Oh wait, can we rewind and play that just one more time?
Wait, what?
That one of us was wrong.
Right.
Huh?
You
It
said you
happens
were
so
wrong.
rarely that I understand that we
you
need it
were wrong.
recorded. Yeah.
Right. Well, of course it's recorded, but I just wanted.
I get it. I get it. You want to know that sometimes we mess up too, so you can feel better about your constant mistakes in life.
Constant,
Oh
nonstop,
my God!
Burn.
Shots fired.
constant, nonstop mistakes.
Damn. All right, I guess I'm number 2. I took the sanctuary feat. Clerics don't really do much whenever they level up, but I did take a feat that is directly related to all the experience that we have encountered in this Witchlight Carnival. I took skill expert, so I am proficient and expert in perception now, and I increased my charisma because I talked to so many people.
I like it. I like it. What's your passive perception now?
17.
Ooh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
Oh no. I can get this up into the 30s. Just give me a couple
Yeah.
levels.
Well,
Hellwind
that's
should be
second
high
level.
too with alert.
Yeah. Hold on. Where's
Does I don't think.
looking?
Uh,
My
alert
passive
helps a little
perception
bit.
is actually just 12.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of observant, maybe. That gives you
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
gives you more passive perception.
So what
Observant
alert gave him
bumps it up.
is he cannot be surprised while conscious. His initiative bonus went up by 5, and other creatures do not get advantage on attack rolls against him as a result of them being not seen by me. So just because I don't see them, they don't get advantage.
Interesting.
Rich is telling us all to be nice to one another. So.
Never.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So I actually got a lot. I was able to get fighting
Okay.
style as a ranger,
Nice.
so I picked archery, which gives me +2 on any thrown attack. I was able to get spell casting and a spell casting focus. For spells, I picked Hunter's Mark and Agonizing Mask. Agonizing Mask is 90 feet, creature I can see. It's just somatic. You can choose a creature you can see within the range of your mark as your prey, and a jagged ray of black energy issues forth from you until the spell ends. Each time you deal damage to the target, it must make a charisma saving throw. On a fail save, it falls prone as its body is filled with torturous agony.
Is that a bonus action?
It's an invocation, 1 action, up to 1 minute.
Oh, nice. And so you're double stacking Hunter's Mark and Agonizing Mask. It's gonna be beautiful.
I also officially learned Misty Step, which I got from my thing, so now I can cast that 1 additional time. So now I can cast. Yeah, Agonizing Mark. Why I say Mask? But Misty Step I can now cast 3 times per long rest, not just 2, which helps a little bit since I've already cast it twice. Darn water. I also gained a focus, which is the quarterstaff, made from a tree, and I gained the alert feat, which means I can't be surprised or conscious. I got a +5 bonus, which makes my initiative +10, and pretty much can't gain advantage if I can't see them.
And your passive perception is what?
15.
Not bad, not bad. All right.
All right. So Camino took another level of Warlock, which means she got invocations, and she took Mask of Many Faces, which allows her to cast Disguise Self at will, and Misty Vision, which allows her to cast Silent Image at will. She took Charm Person as another spell, and she took the Actor feat, which means that if I listen to someone for more than a minute, I can perfectly imitate them. I have advantage on charisma, deception, and charisma performance checks while trying to pass yourself off as a different person. And there's one more thing. Oh yeah, when I mimic another person, they need to make an insight check against my deception to try and figure out if they can figure out if I'm not actually that person. That's what I took.
All right. And
And
I'm
I
guessing your
guess
passive perception's still at 12?
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
All right. Sorry, Ruben.
no, it's fine. I guess it's my turn now. Ruben took another level of wizard, particularly Order of Scribes. Now, what that effectively means is that 1, he now has what's known as a wizardly quill. The quill itself doesn't require any form of magical ink to transcribe spells, meaning that adding new spells to a spellbook is effectively free for him. It also reduces the time it takes to transmit those scrolls. Now it's only 2 minutes per level, as well as he's able to write hidden messages and wipe them away with this quill as he needs to as a bonus action. Interestingly enough, it also awakens his spellbook. Ruben now actually has another voice in his head talking to him at any given point.
Oh, good.
So he's freaking out slightly. In addition to this, he gains 2 more spells, in which case I took 2 that I figured would help me out the most. One is Shield, as a reactionary spell. I don't have one of those. And the other one is Sleep. So that's going to be fun.
Oh boy. Waterboarding too. Electric boogaloo.
No, it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm glad you feel like that. Sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
The next time there's an argument in the party, Ruben just slaps them across the face and casts sleep. They instantly collapse.
Possible. And for my feat, I took probably the one that will make Ruben somewhat formidable in combat. Warcaster.
Good choice.
He now
Nice.
has advantage on his concentration checks, as well as can actually cast low-level spells as opportunity attacks. And his health went from 9 to 14.
Yeah, I'm at a 15. I forgot to mention that part. Yeah.
I'm at a
Oh, I-
17.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm at
22.
17.
22.
All
That's
right,
okay.
Mr. Ranger.
How are you at a 22?
You're
I
the
gained
closest we have to a
6.
You are now
Huh?
the closest we have to a tank, and we will be throwing you headfirst into danger.
Hey,
Were we
FYI,
already?
at 13 points. What I gained, legitimately, what I gained from my roll was 6. How much damage I took. So I went from having 13 total health points to having 13 life left. It works.
Hey, Mr. Ranger, sir! It's good to meet you!
Hey,
Well, we will regather in 2 weeks and begin our quest here in Prismere with our second level characters. Who so much fun. Yes, it'll be section 8.
Session
and
8.
yeah, it'll be a good
Yeah.
time.
We're
Pretty good.
finally
This
out
will
of
be the
carnival.
longest running campaign on Action Surge.
escaped Clownland, and we have entered the Feywild.
I'm so glad we're away from the clowns. I don't like clowns.
And
Especially
we're able to go
Taco.
back to Clownland. We got permission to
I'm-
come back to
I'm-
Clownland.
I'm gonna learn disguise self just to disguise myself as a clown.
That's the new name of the campaign. It's now
I can
called
already do
Clownland.
that. Clownland. Yeah, I can
Ruben.
already do that. What are you afraid of? What don't you like, Brill? Huh?
Not! And it's Beryl. It's not
Beryl.
Brill. It's not Beryl. It's
Well, we
God
weren't
damn it.
very sure. You're very quiet.
Beryl. It's not
Me and him have
Beryl.
plenty of conversations, just saying.
Be
Not
real.
Brill.
Be real.
Beryl.
We talk all the time.
Beryl.
It's okay.
Beryl.
Beryl.
Not.
Think-
All right.
Think squirrel, but Beryl.
Think Japanese pronunciation. There's no high point on any syllable. It's just
Beer?
Beryl.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
there you
what?
go.
Drink and then ill.
Meryl.
Yeah.
What happens when you drink too much beer? You get ill. Beer ill.
Be real.
Cheers.
All right.
This is apple juice.
Beer ale.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, you're sitting there saying like you don't like clowns. Ruben looks at the freaking colorful marks on his face.
Insulted.
All right. Thank you all for joining our stream.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.
Enjoy.
And thank you,
Y'all
Rich,
take
for
care.
contributing so much.
And thank you, Joe, for hosting.
Absolutely. Every
Thank you,
time.
Joe.
Thank your DMs.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank your
All
GM.
necessary, just throw money.
Just throw money. Okay.
Always
Alright,
thank your DM.
I
It makes the
I always
random
imagine
encounters
when
better.
comedians would say that, people just throwing hands full of change at them. You know,
I'm
like
sorry, someone
Ugh.
in
Orders.
chat just said apple juice in the orgy horn, and I don't
That's
know how
Rich.
to feel.
That's
That's
rich.
Rich. Apple
Rich.
juice
That's rich.
in my orgy horn.
What? The-
I don't
okay.
know how to respond to that.
I know, right?
Thank you. Bye.
I was gonna say.